Cold doesn't kill you. Your own body does. The moment you get cold enough, your body makes a choice and starts shutting itself down to survive. It seals off your hands, your feet, your face, and feeds them to the cold to keep your heart beating just a few minutes longer. And the whole time it's lying to you, making you feel like it's all sunshine and rainbows, telling you to stop fighting, to give up. It's why you might have heard that freezing to death can feel strangely peaceful, and why other people are found in the snow, stripped to the skin, certain they were burning alive. So we'll ride that lie all the way down, from the shiver of a cold shower to the coldest an adult body has ever survived, to the cold just past that point, where no one comes back. 8 stages. How cold can you actually get? Stage 1, 36 degrees. This is the cold you actually go looking for. The hit when you step under a cold shower. That eye-opening rush is your body's first move, the shiver. The shaking isn't random. Your muscles are firing on purpose, dozens of times a second, burning calories just to make heat. A furnace roaring to life. And right now, it's winning. Easy. You feel awful. But you're in zero danger. The thing is, that furnace only wins when it's got time to burn. So what happens when it hits you all at once? Stage 2, cold water, 15 degrees. So you decide to go for a swim. A lake, the ocean, or maybe a polar plunge, the kind people post for the thrill. The instant you get in, you gasp. One huge involuntary breath you can't hold back. Then start hyperventilating, completely out of your control. It's a reflex, the same one that rips your hand off a hot stove. Time it wrong, head underwater, and you don't drown in an hour. You drown in seconds. The cold didn't do that. Your own body did. One breath it took without asking. But survive that first minute, and the shock passes. You're still awake, still fighting. So what happens when the cold gets past your skin and into your core, where your own body starts shutting down? Stage 3. Your core slips below 35 degrees. The cold's inside you now, and your body starts to lose control of itself. You get clumsy, fumbling, slurring your words like you've had a few too many. Then you drop past 32 degrees, and the shivering just stops. It feels like relief, like the worst is over, like you're finally warming up. It's the exact opposite. The shivering stopped because that furnace has burned through everything it had. There's no fuel left to make heat. It only loses heat now, faster and faster with nothing to slow it down. And that's the cold's cruelest trick. It feels the most peaceful right when you're slipping away. Your body has stopped fighting, but your brain still knows you're freezing. So what happens when the cold reaches your brain and takes even that away? Stage 4, 30 degrees. Now it gets genuinely bizarre. People at this stage, freezing to death, will suddenly start tearing their clothes off. Coats, shirts, shoes, like they're standing in a desert. The reason is broken wiring. The blood vessels that clamped shut to guard your core finally give out and snap open all at once. A surge of warm blood hits your skin, and your dying brain reads it as one thing: heat. So you strip down to cool off and throw away the last bit of shelter you had. It's so common, it has a name: paradoxical undressing. And it's often the second to last thing a freezing person does, because near the very end, one last primitive instinct fires: to hide. Not to get warm, but to get enclosed. People have been found wedged into the tightest spaces around them, under fallen logs, deep in snowbanks, curled up the way an animal dens to hibernate. It has a name, too: terminal burrowing. By now, the cold's playing mind games with you. But while it quietly destroys the rest of you, what's happening to your hands, your feet, the parts farthest from your heart? Stage 5, your skin below zero. While your core keeps falling, the cold closes in from the outside. Your fingers, your toes, your nose, your ears. And your brain makes a brutal call: sacrifice them. It clamps off the blood to those edges and leaves them to freeze, buying your heart a few more minutes of warmth. so they freeze. For real. Ice crystals start to form inside the tissue, microscopic shards of glass, growing through your flesh, slicing your cells apart from the inside. The skin turns white, then waxy, then hard. And it stops hurting. The nerves freeze too. So people lose fingers, toes, the tip of a nose, without feeling a thing. In deep enough cold, with wind, bare skin can freeze in a couple of minutes. Everything you've seen so far is the cold doing its worst to kill you. So what happens when doctors take that exact same thing and use it on purpose? Stage 6. Now the cold switches sides. The exact thing that's been trying to kill you this whole time, doctors use it to save lives. For some operations, on the heart, on the brain, surgeons need to stop your blood completely. But the second it stops moving, your brain has about 5 minutes before it starts to die. Nowhere near enough time to operate, so they cheat. They cool your whole body down, dropping your core temperature to 20 degrees, 18, sometimes as low as 14, until your heart stops, your brain goes quiet, and every monitor in the room flatlines. By every clinical definition, you're dead. But cold slows everything. Your cells barely tick. They barely burn any oxygen at all. It's like hitting pause on a whole person. A body on pause can sit there, heart stopped, for half an hour, then warm back up and switch on again. The operation finished, same cold, opposite outcome. So how far can it go? How cold can a body get and still come back? Stage 7. The record. In 1999, a young Swedish doctor named Anna Bågenholm was skiing in the mountains of northern Norway, on a slope she'd done many times, when she lost control and crashed down onto a frozen stream. The ice broke under her and the current pulled her in, her head and body dragged beneath the surface, until she was trapped upside down under the ice, with only her feet and skis still sticking out above it. A pocket of air had formed under the ice and she kept her face to it, breathing. For 40 minutes she stayed conscious down there in the freezing water, while her 2 friends held onto her skis so the current couldn't pull her away. Then her heart stopped. It took rescuers more than an hour to chip a hole through the ice and drag her out. By then, she'd been under for 80 minutes, no pulse, not breathing. By every measure we have, she was dead. Then they took her temperature, 13.7 degrees, the coldest an adult body has ever been, and survived. She made it for one strange reason. She'd gotten so cold, so fast, that her brain powered down before it could run out of oxygen. Exactly what surgeons do on purpose. The cold that should have killed her is the only reason there was anything left to bring back. At the hospital, a team slowly warmed her blood through a machine, and her heart, stopped and silent for hours, started beating again. Cases like Anna's are why doctors have a saying, "You're not dead until you're warm and dead." But Anna is the edge. She's the lowest an adult body has ever fallen, and climbed back. So what's past her? The point where the cold stops giving people back? Stage 8, the point of no return. For 7 stages, the cold has been killing you, and somehow also the only thing that could bring you back. Past Anna's record, that deal is off. Go much colder than 13.7 or stay under too long, and the damage is irreversible. The heart won't restart, no matter how carefully it's warmed. The cells starved of oxygen too long finally begin to die, and warming the body only reveals what's already lost. So, there it is, from the shiver of a cold shower, to a doctor who came back from the dead at 13.7 degrees, to the cold just past her, that no one returns from, the full scale of cold. All 8 stages. Where do you land? What's the coldest you've ever actually been? And how far down this scale do you think you'd last before your body started shutting itself off? Comment below.